Hey YouTube. So I was having like a mini revelation about why doctors don't want to practice medicine holistically or in a naturopathic way. And what I was thinking was that, okay, if you practice medicine in a holistic way, both you as the practitioner and the person who is being seen needs to develop a closer sense to their self and their body. When you practice medicine holistically, it requires that the person almost become or feel the oneness with themselves and become more attentive to what is going on with their body. And the practitioner also must be one that practices this way, because how can you help someone with their bodies if you yourself are not practicing that attentiveness and oneness with your own self? So practicing medicine in this way is requires more richness, if you will, than practicing medicine in the way that the Western allopaths do. If in Western medicine, allopathy, it's almost as if a separation between who the person is in their body is allowable, causing people not to take personal responsibility for what's going on with their body, and contributing it to maybe it's something that they're doing or their lifestyle that is causing their symptoms. So it's easier in a sense to practice medicine allopathically because it requires that the practitioner does not need to create or what's the word I'm looking for, to nurture that attentiveness with themselves. Because they're separated, they can be separated from their actions, because the way they practice medicine is that they they give out, prescriptions. If somebody has a symptom, they're not looking deeper with the person because they're not looking deeper with themselves. So they're not going to look deeper with people and say, well, let's take a look at your lifestyle here, and what's going on in your life, and treat you that way. They're just going to prescribe pills and such for the symptoms that the people are showing, which that method just embraces almost the separation between you as a person and the life that you're living and your body. It doesn't require, Western allopathy doesn't hardly require a person to have that connection in order for them to, go to the doctor or to get better. Because they're simply just giving a pill for their issues, and they're not required to look any deeper for answers, because their practitioner they're going to might possibly not look deeper for answers. It's not required in their field of medicine, because all they need is a prescription pad and to write some prescription for a pill that will suppress the symptoms that the person is experiencing. So there's a disconnection, and it's allowed in allopathy, okay? There is a disconnection, and that disconnection is not allowed in holistic or naturopathic medicine. It's just not allowed. So you could even say that holistic medicine, practicing in that way is almost more convicting, for the doctor and for the person being seen, because we're gonna, you come to holistic practice, we're gonna discuss some things, we're gonna dig in deep and see what's going on in your life. We're gonna address all aspects of your life, and you got to be down and you got to be serious about making those changes. And that's the harder route. People don't want to do that. They don't want to put in the work. They just want to go to a doctor who's going to say, here's this prescription, and it will suppress your symptoms, and you'll be fine. And then the person continues on in life disconnected from their bodies, disconnected from what they're doing and how it's influencing their bodies. And then also down the road, they need another prescription because the one that was given to suppress the one thing, now they have another problem. So now they need another prescription. If they never go back and address the root cause, the problems will not stop. Rotate device. Okay. I hope that I was recording. So the problems won't stop. They will continue and continue and continue. The person will never be healed. They'll never be healed of their distress and their disease because the root cause was never addressed and the proper form of healing was never took place. Okay, so maybe many, it's convicting. Okay, look at how many nurses and doctors, like, they smoke or do this and do things that maybe they know aren't good for their health. If you can't practice holistic medicine like that, because in holistic medicine you got to practice what you preach. You got to practice that self-connection that you preach. And not many people want to do that. They don't want to go deeper. There is such a divine interconnection between one's heart and philosophy and the way that they practice medicine and how they see people. I mean, you can't deny it. You cannot deny it. A lot of these scientists that are atheists have absolutely no problem using human beings and using handicapped people as medical experimentation. They have no problem with it. They see it as totally justified because they see the person's life as useless. Okay, so if you're useless, you might as well become useful for something, right? You might as well just become useful for the promotion of science and medicine. So a person's philosophy has every single thing to do with the way they practice medicine. And I'm kind of sick of it. I'm sick of the fact that when you go to the doctor for something, okay, like they hardly believe what you're saying, especially when it comes to vaccine injury. They just don't believe you. They just don't care. They don't care. Because if they cared, that means it would change everything for them. Everything. They would have become more introspective, more, just more meditative, more thoughtful. They would have to put more time and effort, not only into their patients, but into themselves. And that's what holistic and naturopathic medicine requires. Allopathic medicine does not require that, because you just write prescriptions and the person is allowed to continue in their lives with separation from themselves and their body, with no consequence. They don't take responsibility for what they're doing and how it relates to what's going on in their bodies, because maybe ignorance, and the doctors are operating in the same ignorance, because you have to acknowledge things in your own life in order to help somebody acknowledge things in their life too. So to wrap this up, what I'm saying is that naturopathic medicine and holistic medicine just in general requires more introspection, more meditation, more thinking, more care than allopathic. Allopathic is more cold, separated. And if you want to go to a doctor just to get a script to suppress your symptoms, and that's the route that you take. If you want to become more introspective and you want to do the work to really create balance and just help your body, then you go the naturopathic route, the holistic route. But if you never want to take responsibility for what it is that you're doing and how it's hurting your body, Western medicine is the way to go for you. So that's my